G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and this is part 2 of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver part 2. So I completely forgot about the save points in the first episode. So we will go from there, but I don't have much in the way of health, so I'm going to have to be a little bit careful. Alright, so... I was pretty sure I should be able to get up there.
While I had only just escaped the stronghold, I sensed that in time my journey would return me full circle to this place. Infiltrating the fortress, however, would be no small feat. The balcony that had provided my escape was now well beyond my reach, leaving this massive gateway as the only means of entry. The gates were sealed, but like the time-streaming chamber I had seen earlier, their operation was undoubtedly linked to that odd crystal mounted above the entrance.
Dun dun dun.
Here it comes.
Now, I won't lie, there's one... Whoop. I've forgotten what my lock-on button is. Okay, apparently I'm gonna take a head on. Oh. Okay, you keep charging up and we'll be right. Turn me volume down a little bit. Yous need to hear it, but I don't need to hear it that loud. I don't know if the shish kebab idea works. Nope. Oh, you got a rocket launcher. Or a makeshift cannon. I don't think I can use the cannon, can I? No. Oh, that's what I want. And I'll take your sword, thank you. So much better than staffs, which is ironic because staffs were amazing in the first one. I did try to dodge that and it didn't quite work. I really do have to have a look at the... By the way, you may have noticed that Raven sort of had a bit of green. That'll make sense later. As you saw there. Poof. We are being watched. Off with your head. And we get, of course, souls from the pets too, because they are part of the war effort. I can't remember if there is actually a way up there. Oh, I didn't even see you, dude. You were supposed to meet vampires from this time, but yeah, that didn't happen. And we have our checkpoint. No, this is not going to be where we stop playing, because otherwise it's going to be a very short episode. So that's literally where we were looking from down there. By the way, checking my OBS's sound has become a definite routine, because once again, before I started recording this,
had nothing in common with the deranged jackals I left behind in Kain's derelict empire. They seem to retain much of their former humanity. In this era, vampires were clearly not the uncontested predators we had been. These creatures were hunted mercilessly and oppressed. And while I still believed that vampirism was a plague and had to be wiped out, there was nothing noble or righteous in this crusade. This was simply ruthless persecution.
I don't know why, but always the dog made me think that he was saying something. Take care of this one. Give me one of these swords anytime. Spears are rubbish. Ooh. Feed yourself 30 times. Harvester of souls. Get rid of the barring, which I don't think goes back.
The pillars of Nosgoth, pristine, whole, and uncorrupted. I had never beheld them in this undefiled state, yet something profound and indelible resonated within me at the sight. And there, waiting at the very heart of the pillars, was the canker that was destined to destroy them.
I know you're there, Raziel.
Mobius led me to you, Kain, though I might have guessed you'd meet me here.
And if Mobius told you I was hidden on the underside of hell, would you throw yourself into oblivion to pursue me? Mobius trawls for the ignorant and unwary, hauling his gasping prey from the streams of their destinies. Stay out of his net, Raziel.
Spare me your elaborate metaphors, Kain. I have pursued you here for one purpose. You will pay for your betrayal, and balance will thus be restored to Nosgoth.
And whose will is satisfied then? The will of Raziel or Mobius?
Would I be better manipulated by you, Kain? Now, turn and face me. The chase is over.
This isn't a chase, Raziel. We are merely passengers on the wheel of destiny, describing a perfect circle to this point. We've been brought here for a reason. I've seen the beginning and the end of our story, however, and the tale is crude and ill-conceived. We must rewrite the ending of it. You and I.
Face me, Kain. Even you shouldn't die a coward's death.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned a final request?
I recall no such courtesy from you.
Indulge me, Raziel. All I ask is that you listen. This is the sublime moment of our undoing, Raziel. The ineffable fulcrum upon which swings the entirety of our history. This is where all of Nosgoth is betrayed. In this instant, Ariel, The Balance Guardian is murdered by dark forces bent on overthrowing the pillars. Her spirit is just now tearing free, lost in the ether, trying to find its way here. You have already seen how she comes to haunt these pillars.
Bound here by your refusal to die. You are the reason this land becomes diseased. As long as you remain alive, you condemn Nosgoth to an eternity of decay.
Be still, Raziel. See this. As Ariel dies, I am being born to take her place as Balance Guardian. Such is my destiny.
My God.
At the moment of my first cry, Ariel's beloved, the Guardian Nupraptor, finds her corpse. Racked with grief and tormented by suspicions of treachery, Nupraptor plunges into a madness which overflows and infects all of the Guardians who are symbiotically bound, including me. The repercussions of Ariel's assassination were expertly calculated. The entire circle descends into madness, and I am tainted at the moment of my birth, instantly rendered incapable of fulfilling the role destiny has prepared for me.
Shall I show you the same mercy you showed the rest of the circle, then? You blithely murdered them to restore their pillars, yet your hand faltered when it came to the final sacrifice. What makes you exempt, Kain? You're merely the last man standing. Why condemn me for simply carrying out what you hadn't the courage to do yourself?
Let's drop the moral posturing, shall we? We both know there's no altruism in this pursuit. Your reckless indignation led you here. I counted on it. There's no shame in it, Raziel. Revenge is motivation enough. At least it's honest. Hate me, but do it honestly. 30 years hence, I am presented with a dilemma. Let's call it a two-sided coin. If the coin falls one way, I sacrifice myself and thus restore the pillars. But as the last surviving vampire in Nosgoth, this would mean the annihilation of our species. Mobius made sure of that. If the coin lands on the reverse, I refuse the sacrifice and thus doom the pillars to an eternity of collapse. Either way, the game is rigged.
We agree, then, that the pillars are crucial and must be restored.
Yes, Raziel. And that's why we've come full circle to this place.
So after all this, you make my case for me. To end this stalemate, you must die so that new Guardians can be born.
The pillars don't belong to them, Raziel. They belong to us.
Your arrogance is boundless, Kain.
There's a third option. A monumental secret, hidden in your very presence here. But it's a secret you have to discover for yourself. Unearth your destiny, Raziel. It's all laid out for you here.
You said it yourself, Kain. There are only two sides to your coin.
Apparently so. But suppose you throw a coin enough times. Suppose one day it lands on its edge.
Kain. But yeah, so that is basically the origin for Blood Omen. Basically, Ariel's murdered, the pillars are corrupted, Kain's born, Nupraptor goes absolutely apeshit and causes everyone to go into madness, and Kain goes around and kills them all. Finding out at the end, he's the Balance Guardian and he has to die. But there is something in... I don't think it goes into it. Oh, it goes into it a little bit in this one. There is a reason for the pillars. I'm not going to spoil it. But, yeah. It really is a bit tossed.
I didn't know what impulse stayed my hand, why I had so willingly allowed Kain to escape me when I had pursued him for so long. I had no reason to trust Kain after he had valued me so little, and yet I found myself intrigued by his words. I had been too cruelly used to so gullibly play his pawn, but if this world truly had secrets to divulge, I was determined to expose them.
The spectral realm. Might as well get a few souls while I'm here. Should be another one. I think I might be too far away. I'm trying to remember if there's Slur in this one. I can't remember, to be perfectly honest. I think there is. Otherwise this would be a very empty location. Yep, there they are. They're a bit more energetic. Well, if I needed it for 30 feeds, they would have been a nice collection. Now, of course, being in the spectral realm, they have no effect on the Soul Reaver devouring souls. Geez, this would be a perfect place to pick up that achievement that if we hadn't already got. Oh, not far enough.
From the moment of my arrival, I had the constant and palpable sensation of being watched. Someone, it seemed, was keenly interested in my presence here.
The Ravens. Lost me sword.
From the look of it, this door had been sealed for centuries. I began to realize it was no mere coincidence that I found myself standing here, beneath this winged figure with blue skin and cloven hands so like my own, and bearing this unique key. And so it was with a sense of gravity and trepidation that I unsealed that ancient door and crossed the threshold.
The only other real doors like that we had in Soul Reaver 1 was the one to enter the clan... What's his name? The clan house before we fought Kain for the first time. Now we have other beings that I can't actually remember what they're called. I think they're basically slower. I think I'm gonna have to Google it. But their things do get drawn into the Reaver, which is actually might be the perfect opportunity to actually, I think, get another trophy or achievement for it. I think there's one that's like max out. So the Soul Reaver is now absorbing my health. So I have to stop using it, but I don't think we actually get souls out of them. Or we might, and I just don't realize it. No, I think they just vanish. Damn, that took some health out of me. Soul Reaver is all over the walls.
As I entered the chamber, I sensed that it had been sealed for hundreds, perhaps thousands of years. And while this room was clearly built when the pillars were erected, I knew that no human hand could have shaped this place, and that perhaps it had never been seen by human eyes. The surrounding murals depicted a winged race, their features so like my own, but beautiful, where mine were grotesque, and angelic, while mine were demonic. I tried to decipher these images. A great war, but with combatants like none I had ever seen. The pillars, raised by this winged race, who thus defeated their adversaries. The winged beings again, writhing in agony, apparently afflicted with the same bloodthirst I had so recently suffered. And throughout the chamber, inscribed everywhere, images of the Reaver itself. Was this what Kain had urged me to discover? I wondered.
Lies, Raziel.
He's back.
Do not be deceived.
Ah, my ancient benefactor. And I dared to hope we had parted ways forever. Silence was refreshing, but it lasted. No doubt you have a conveniently inexpressible reason for your presence here.
Do not be insolent, Raziel. I am eternally present here and everywhere, now and always. I am the still center of the turning wheel, the hub of this world's destiny.
But perhaps not so omnipotent as you'd have me believe. Your hold on me appears to be tenuous. I no longer seem to need you. Yet I'm guessing you still need me.
This impudence is unworthy of you, Raziel. Do not forget that you have a task to fulfill here. You are indebted to me.
Indebted? You would have me show gratitude for a gift I didn't ask to be bestowed. Do you forget that you forced me to inhabit this vile carcass?
I restored you to yourself, Raziel. It was Kain who destroyed you. The very enemy you've just let slip through your grasp. Do not fail me, my servant.
I serve no one. Not you, not Kain, and not your lackey Mobius.
Mobius is my good servant. I have many.
And if I tell Mobius that he's worshipping a giant squid, do you think his faith will falter?
You have grown willful, Raziel. But beware. To embrace a serpent is to invite poison into your heart. Kain is a sinuous beast. He will seduce and deceive you. You pride yourself on your free will, yet you let that degenerate deter your resolve.
I harbor no illusions about his integrity, nor anyone else's. In fact, I am beset by manipulation on all sides. I merely seek the truth.
These are the fathomless truths, Raziel. The agony of birth and death and rebirth. This is the wheel of fate, the purifying cycle which sustains all life. Vampires are an abomination, a plague which leeches this land of its spiritual strength. They obstruct the flow of life and death. Their souls stagnate in their wretched corpses. But the wheel must turn. Death is inexorable and cannot be denied. Your destiny is irresistible, Raziel. You are my soul reaver, the scourge of the vampires, reaper of their apostate souls. Remain steadfast, end the vampire's parasitic curse, and restore Nosgoth. Kain's blood belongs on your hands.
Kain indeed deserves to die for condemning me to this repugnant form, but if and when I kill him, it will be for me alone to decide.
Kain destroyed you without a flicker of remorse. He tore the soul from your noble corpse, and after you had served him faithfully for 1,000 years, he discarded you in the abyss on a jealous whim. Remember your rage, Raziel. Let it guide your hand.
So yes, he came back, and I'll say this now, it'll be something probably that you'll all forget if I ever get to a chance to do Defiance. The comment Raziel made about, do you, was it, and if I told Mobius that he was worshipping a giant squid, you think his faith would falter? Has prevalence later on in Defiance. Now, you see here all these different symbols. So this is meant to be all the Reaver forges. If I remember correctly, this one, which is the Soul Forge, this one, which I think is the Stone Forge, aren't in the game, because I think that one's darkness, that one's fire, that one's light, that's air, and that's water, so maybe water's also missing. But the missing content for this game is not as prevalent as Soul Reaver 1 as much. But yes, we do have the pictorials of a so-called blue-winged race. And of course we have these monstrosities, which will make a little bit of sense later. I will admit that yes, this game is a little bit talky. The games around this time were starting to become like that. So, yeah, not much you can really do about it. Now, I think I'll play a little bit further because I forgot to set my timer to see how long it takes me for these episodes, but we'll see what happens. Also, do make note of the Elder Gods. As you can see, he's pretty
Your destiny
huge.
beckons.
And he reaches all the way up there. And it's believed he has some sort of omniscience. So when you meet him in the future, or Raziel's present, then yeah, he's the same being that you meet here. Now I'm just going to do some running because there's no point trying to kill them, because all I'm going to do is activate my Soul Reaver and they don't drop souls, so there's no point fighting them. I just gotta dodge them. I think I just went the wrong way. I think I'm going back to where I was. Or did I? No. So we're in the area I was looking for. So there is some skepticism that this is indeed a statue of the Elder God, built by some primitive species of humanity. So yeah, whoever built it is long gone. The glowing crystals do look pretty cool. You'll notice all these stairs and that's because we will need that later. I'm probably going to phase soon because I'm about out of soul energy unless I can find somebody to fight that doesn't require me to use the Reaver. Alright, where are we? Do I just go up? I'm trying to remember which way I gotta go now. Oh, there it is. Thankfully, there's no Rahabiums to annoy you. Alright, probably should just keep going up. We have a climb wall. I'll take a torch just in case. I can still take him at least.
I surfaced into a very different landscape. The daylight barely penetrated the dense canopy of this forest. Here I discovered an ancient ruin, unmistakably one of Mobius's time-streaming chambers, but long ago sealed and abandoned to the encroaching swamp. I didn't currently possess the means to break this seal, but I thought in time that I might.
And it tends to bog you down. And I think I just lost my I was gonna say we'll feed the Reaper that time and then we'll try to do something better next time. See if I can get that sword back. That's what I want. Igneous faults, which are the glowing lights of those statue things.
My lurking observer was exposed. The creature vanished when he realized he was discovered, but I caught a glimpse of him, and his features were distinctive enough. This was the vampire Vorador, the monstrous assassin depicted in the stronghold. Strange that a creature brazen enough to assault the circle single-handedly would avoid confronting me. Very well. If Vorador would not come to me, I would go to him. But first, I needed to find some means of reaching that terrace.
Yes, Vorador. The one who aided Kain with his rise to Vampire Lord. Also the one who gave him the earring, well, the signet ring that was literally used in Blood Omen 1. Oops. I won't lie, I don't remember the camera being this annoying. Excuse the pause, I thought I heard something, but no, hearing things. Which is incredible since I'm wearing headphones. I probably don't have to keep gliding from... Oh, there we go. Froggy. Alright, so we should be close to the, I'm gonna do this just to see if it will actually store it for me. We should be getting close to that where Vorador was standing. But I think I'll leave this here. I think I've played long enough. I'll see what happens when I get back to OBS. So there we go. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment, because I do check my analytics, and a lot of you who watch are not subscribed. But apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.